Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Cracks Are Turning Problems into Solutions. This is me Priyasha and today I am up with the day 19 of the TISSNET Crash Course series in which we will be dealing with the questions related to logical reasoning. But before that, let me tell you about the Unacademy's Unlock 20 offer. Now this offer is valid only till today, that is 19th of February. Saturday. So don't miss out on this opportunity because earlier you were getting only 10% off when you were using my code Priyasha10. But today, if you use my code Priyasha10 to enroll into any of these plus or iconic subscriptions, then you would be getting a flat 20% off. So don't miss out this opportunity. Use the link in the description box to enroll into your plus or the iconic subscriptions using my code Priyasha10. And since I'm starting a logical reasoning video, so thought of telling you about the CAT combat, which is LR special this time. So this combat is also free like the other combats, and you have to answer 21 questions in 45 minutes. This test is going to be live on the Unacademy app on 20th of February at 12 noon. So don't miss out this test. This test will not only give you a detailed test report upon what are your like strong areas, what are your weak areas, but along with it, you also stand a chance to win scholarships worth 1 crore. So don't miss out this opportunity. Don't miss out this free test. Enroll into this free test using my code Priyasha10, the link of which you will find in the description box, and boost your preparation for the upcoming examinations. Now, let's get our video started. Hello everyone, so let's get started with the day 19 of the TISSNET crash course where I'll be discussing some quick tips for the logical reasoning part 1. So instead of going out in detail with every topic, let me tell you some basics because when it comes to the chapters like direction, sense test, blood relations, puzzles, etc., you need to just know the basics or the quick tips for doing those questions fast because you have been doing this all your life from a very long time. So I have started creating few videos in my LR playlist. So in my LR playlist, you will find chapters like cubes and dices, puzzle test, true and false statements, etc. So make sure you check out the link which I'll be posting in the description box and also in the end screen and the I button at the top. So make sure you check out the LR playlist as well, where you will find these chapters in detail. But for now, in this video, what I'll do is I'll take up handful of topics and I'll discuss the quick tips about those topics, like how to solve those topics nicely with lesser efforts and in lesser time as well. And same time I'll also discuss few PYQs at the bottom, okay, so which will be related to what I have taught already. So let's get started with the first topic. Now with the first topic is alphabet series. For alphabet series or for kind of coding decoding questions, we need to know the place value of the alphabets. So when a is equals to 1 and b is equals to 2, like this, if you all remember the place values, to remember the place values you have certain list of things, like first very most common thing is ijoti, that is the table of 5. So everything is present in the points of 5, like e for 5, 5 twos are 10, that's j, 5 threes are 15, that's O, 5 fours are 20, and 5 fives are 25. That's the position of Ijoti. Similarly, we have another thing which is Sifil Orux. So Sifil Orux is the table of 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and 24. That's Sifil Orux. Okay, if you want to remember it like this, you can remember it like this. And the next one is DHL PTX. This is the table of 4, so it's 4, 8, 12, 16, like that. Okay, so you can remember the place values with the help of this. And when it comes to remembering the reverse values, that means a is opposite of z, b is opposite of y, c is opposite of x, but you can't remember it for all of them, right? No need to remember it when you know the rule. So the rule which you need to know here is the reverse rule, which is also called the reverse 27 rule. Okay, where what we need to do is we know that all the opposites actually add up to 27. For example, if A is 1 and Z is the opposite, that's 26, they will add up to 27. Similarly, if B is 2, then the opposite of B will be Y, which is 25, that will club up to 27. So that's the meaning over here. That's the logic behind this, that you have to basically go up with 27 as the sum. So when you have one of the values, like if you know that A is one of the values and someone is asking you what's the opposite of A, so you just need to do 27 minus the place value of A. That is 27 minus 1 will give us 26, which is the opposite. Similarly, try it once on your own, guys. Let's find out the value which is opposite to M. So the value which is opposite to M, M stands for 13. So 27 minus 13 would give us 14, that is N. So N will be the opposite of M. It's the same junction point where the letters start rotating because 13 is half of 26, right? Okay, fine then. So this was one rule which will help you to find out the place values of the alphabets very quickly and easily, and that will eventually help you in solving the questions of the TISSNET specifically. Because if I just scroll down and show you one of the questions, okay, then they are related to place values only. Like, see, have a look over question number 1. What is happening here? BAD is changing into DAB, and then again DAB is changing into CAE. CAE is changing into EAC, and what will be the next term? Now the only relation I get between first and the second term is that they are getting reversed. Similarly, the third and the fourth are getting reversed. But what we need to spot out is the relation between the first and the third one. So if I find out the relation between the first and the third one, I see that A remains in its place. Only the first letter B becomes C. And by how will B become C? By plus 1. So that means first letter plus 1 gives us the next letter, and the last letter plus 1 gives us the third letter. So following the same pattern, if I just go back to CAE, then C plus 1 will give me D, A will remain as A, and E plus 1 will give me F. So my next term will be DAF, and similarly the next one will be FAD, like that. Alright, so this will be the answer. Option D will be the answer to this question. And to do these type of questions, it is utter necessary for us to know the place values. Similarly, there's one more type of question which is complete the following series. So here in this series, you see it's A, then we have DE, then we have IJK. So the first observation which comes in front of us is the number of letters in a group. First we have 1, then we have 2, then we have 3. So we know that the next set will have 4 letters. But how? Let's see the number of letters being skipped. Okay, so A is here, and then we are skipping B and C, and then we are getting D, E. Then we are skipping F, G, H, 3 letters, and then we are getting the next 3 letters, I, J, K. So that means I know if I have to go to the next step, I have to skip 4 letters after K. So after K, K is 11. The next 4 letters is L, M, N, O. And after skipping these 4 letters, we get P, Q, R, S. So that means that is option B. So these are simple kinds of logic, okay? And these are all PYQs, guys. The reason I am bringing forward the PYQ after explaining the concept to you is just to tell you that this is the level which is being asked there. But keep this thing very much in mind that the variety of logical reasoning questions is like huge, okay, and they are giving very less questions in examination. So that means that it's not necessary that every year you will get a question from directions, every year you will get a questions from numbers like this. All right, so just keep that in mind, and let's move back to our first slide. I'll be considering another chapter now. This chapter will be called as the direction sense test. So for direction sense test, what we need to know and understand is, first there are few assumptions, okay. In the directions, we know that we have the 4 cardinal directions as north, east, south, west, but you can remember it as never eat sandwich, okay. And the ones which come in the middle is northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest, correct. This is very easy for us to know. Now what is difficult is two things, okay. When are we making turns? When we make multiple turns, it becomes difficult for us to understand where were we and where we started and things like that. So there are few assumptions. You will be writing the answers, or you will be doing the questions on a screen, right? So I'm telling you the assumptions with respect to screen. Always remember, no matter whatever is given in the question paper, your screen, it's very important, please pay attention, your screen will be your north. The opposite of your screen, That means the opposite of north will be south, the back. And your right hand will be your east, and your left hand will be your west. That's how you need to assume and make the question complete. Like just solve the question. What I meant was that whenever they are asking you to take turns, take it with respect to the directions. Your monitor, your computer is your north, the back of it is south, your right hand is your east, and your left hand is your west. Okay, no matter whatever is written in the paper. Then the next thing which you can take into consideration is the directions. For example, if it's not possible to move hands and do this, you can also take this way. Like you have the directions over here. Let's take an example. Let's take a fresh page and let's take never eat sandwich. And in this, let me just tell you that someone is already in the center. Okay, now with respect to, you know one thing very clearly, that whenever you are making a person move and you are starting from the point of origin, okay, your point of origin will always lie in the middle of this map. Okay, next thing, if someone is moving in the east, for example, the question is someone moves in the east for 100 meters and then takes a left turn. Now, guys, you need to remember this, that the left turn means anti-clockwise turn and the right turn means clockwise turn. So, if you are traveling in the east direction and someone asks you to take a left turn, that is an anti-clockwise turn. We know that this is anti-clockwise and this is going down clockwise. Okay, so anti-clockwise turn will take us next to north. So the left turn from east will take us to north, and now the person after walking from here has turned to the north. Now from the north, if the person is asked to take a left turn again, so this will be further, the next one will be, again it depends upon the distance where he is traveling, but just telling you the directions, north west, north left will be west. Now similarly from here, if the person is now, if now there can be two kinds of questions, so please pay attention. Question number one can be where they ask you what is the direction in which the person is facing now, the answer will be west. But if the question number two is asked, that is the variety of the other question is, what is the direction of the person with respect to his starting point? So whenever with respect to comes into consideration, we consider the starting point, and this is with respect to. So you are standing here, imagine you are standing here and you want to go here, then what direction will you follow? You will follow northwest. So there are two different answers for two different types of questions. So make sure you read that properly. And they can either give you angle turns as well. Until and unless an angle is specified, your turn is always a 90-degree turn. But in case the angle is specified, like he took a 45-degree turn, so that will take you to some of the sub-cardinal directions. Okay. And then further, 180-degree turn doesn't matter whether you're turning into the clockwise direction or the anti-clockwise direction, because that will take you to the direct opposite. And 360-degree turns means a complete rotation and coming back to the same point. So these are few points which you need to remember regarding the direction sense test. Now jumping to another category, which is blood relations. Okay, blood relation questions are asked. I have a question from the PYQ as well. So let's talk about blood relations now. Blood relations is comes up in two type of questions, and I have both the types of questions and some logics for you as well. Okay, so let me first take you to the question, and then maybe I can more possibly tell you about how to do them. Okay, so here comes the first question, and this question is actually a PYQ. So in this question, what we need to do is just have a look. Pushpa is the mother of Kamla. Kamla is the sister of Dilip, and Dilip is the father of Jimmy. How is Pushpa related to Jimmy? So for this question, let's quickly have a look over it and try to do it. So moving down. Let me just bring my workspace. Okay, so over here we see everything is broken up in parts and parts, right? How is it broken? Like we have one relation here, one relation here, one relation here. So when the things are not connected, we'll go by the diagram. Okay, and how will we follow the diagram? Pushpa is the mother of Kamla. So I will just draw Pushpa here and Kamla here. Can I determine the gender of any one of them? Yes, I can determine that Pushpa is the mother, so she can be the female. Guys, it doesn't really bothers anyone if you take a circle or a square or a rectangle for female. You can take any of them, provided you remember what you have assumed. And Pushpa is the mother of Kamla. But does this statement helps us to understand the gender of Kamla? No. But the second statement does. Kamla is the sister of Dilip. That means she is a daughter. And then we have Dilip. Now, does it like again? Does it gives an indication that Dilip is a boy? Please don't go by the names, guys, because if you follow the international pattern of setting up questions for blood relations, then they follow a strict pattern that no name will be actually determining the gender of a person. It's just that a few Indian based examinations follow this rule, but it's not applicable internationally. So don't worry, it is not applicable on TISSNET as well. So Dilip is the father of Jimmy. Now this will help me to understand that Dilip is a boy and he is the father of Jimmy. And I still don't know the gender of Jimmy. But what is the question? How is Pushpa related to Jimmy? So now whenever you have related to or with respect to, then the last name is the name which you need to assume yourself. So you have to assume that you are Jimmy and what are you going to call Pushpa? So if you are Jimmy, you are going to call Pushpa as the grandmother. So option D will be the answer. But generally the confusion arises when you have grandmother and granddaughter or grandson in the options as well. So in that case, you need to figure out two things. First, if you don't know the gender of Jimmy, then the answer will be cannot be determined. Or if in the options it's mentioned grandson or granddaughter, then go for that option because you don't know the gender. And how will you do that? What will be taking you to the answer of granddaughter or grandson? If the question is how is Jimmy related to Pushpa, then the last name will be Pushpa and then you will assume that you are Pushpa and how are you going to call Jimmy? Okay. Fine. And another kind of question over here is the connected question. Connected question comes in question number 5, guys. Have a look. Anil introduces Rohit as the son of the only brother of his father's wife. Connected. The full sentence is connected. How is Rohit related to Anil? So in these type of questions, how are we supposed to move forward? We are supposed to move forward with the speaker. Okay, so who's the speaker? Anil is the speaker and he is introducing Rohit. So when Rohit is the person to whom we are getting introduced and the speaker is Anil. So he is saying now in this process we will use backtracking. We will be using backtracking in this process. How? This is the last part of the sentence. His father's wife. Whose father? The speaker is Anil, so of course his here refers to Rohit. So Rohit's father's wife will be Rohit's mother, right guys? Of course, father's wife is mother. So we are talking about Rohit's mother here. Then the only brother of Rohit's mother, if this is Rohit's mother, then the only brother will be maternal uncle of Rohit. Correct? The only brother of mother is maternal uncle. So Rohit's maternal uncle. And as the son of, so Anil is the son of it. So basically I should say that here the speaker is Anil, so this will be Anil's mother. This is Anil's mother and Rohit is the son of maternal uncle. So I just took the opposite names. So Anil is the one who is the speaker, so his father's wife is Anil's mother. Anil's mother's brother is Anil's maternal uncle and Rohit is the son of maternal uncle. So there is a very important thing which we need to keep in mind while deciding the answer between brother, sister and cousin, that the people who are born out of same parents are called as siblings, and they come under the category of brother and sister in blood relations. Okay, but anyone who is a part of family in the same level of generation but still have different set of parents, that will go under cousin. So here, because the parents are different for Anil and for Rahul or Rohit, so therefore both of them will be different. Okay, so that will be going up as cousin. So cousin will be the answer. So these are two types of questions. If you see a connected blood relation question, go for backtracking. If you see a disjoint kind of a sentence, then go for the other other thing, the other process of making a diagram. All right, fine then. Now moving back to my first slide. So I had a discussion about directions. I had a discussion about blood relations. Now, one more thing which you need to keep in mind is the ranking test. So what happens in the case of ranking test? You get questions like someone is 13th from the top and 27th from the bottom. Find the total number of people. So in that case, the formula goes up as total is equals to the rank from the top plus the rank from the bottom minus 1. And why are we doing this minus 1? Because we are considering the rank of the same person two times. That means we are counting the same person two times. If I just generalize it with the help of an easy example, let's say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 lines over here. And let me say that this line is called as line A. So line A is basically third from the left and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth from the right. But if you add 3 plus 5, you get 8. But you don't have 8, you have 7 lines. And why do you get 8? Because you are considering A two times. So whenever you learn some formulas, try to understand the logic behind them as well. Alright. So this is something which will help you in the questions like top, bottom, left, right, etc. But the only interesting thing you need to keep in mind is that you just need to consider it for one person. If one person is 13th from the top and the other person is 12th from the bottom, then you cannot calculate this, because that will lead to a different situation. Then you will have to visualize the question and do it. Okay, ranking test is also done on its part. Now we have another set of questions, but let's see what are those. Okay, let's have a quick look over them. The first one here stands up. We have done the third question, the fourth question, the fifth is one as well. And the one at the end is the question related to our calendars. Okay. So when coming down to calendars, let's have a look over the calendars. Calendar questions can be done in various ways, having various things into consideration or taking various things into consideration. But when I take this question, this is your PYQ, and how to do this. This requires the knowledge of leap years. And what is the knowledge? We know that every year we have 365 days, correct? And the same date shifts by one day. And why does that happen? Because of the multiple of 7. Okay, because of the multiple of 7, it shifts by one day. Now just tell me guys, do some calculation for me, that if I know that every week has 7 days and every week my day gets repeated, so do you think that 364 is a multiple of 7? Yes. There are 52 weeks when we say that there are 364 days, and plus 1 will be 365 days, and when we are considering leap year, we will do 364 plus 2 days, correct? So that means every year, suppose this year my birthday was falling on Monday, so the next year, if it's not a leap year, my birthday will fall on Tuesday. But if it's a leap year, then my birthday will fall on Monday plus 2, that is Wednesday. So keeping that thing in mind, let's do backtracking over here. Let's take 1895 and let's say that in 1895 my day was X. Okay. So in 96 my day will be, guys, if you know how to find out leap year is calculated in two ways, either by dividing by 4 or by 400. So when we do, we divide by 4 when the year is a non-century year. सेंचुरी का मतलब 100 होता है and century year is a multiple of 100. So if the year is not a multiple of 100, then try to divide it by 4 and check whether the last two digits are divisible by 4. If the last two digits are divisible by 4, जैसा कि 96 है, तो 1896 भी leap year होगा. But if we are considering a multiple of 100 year like 1900, 1800, 1600, so ऐसे years को check करने के लिए we will go by 400 का rule because every century year is not a leap year. Okay, so keeping that in mind, हमें 400 से divide करके check करना पड़ेगा and देखना पड़ेगा कि अगर 400 से divisible है तभी leap year होगा, otherwise नहीं होगा, because last में दो zeros आने पर हर number 4 से divide हो जाता है. That's why we are dividing by 400. Okay, so 96 is a leap year, so instead of doing +1 I will do +2. Why? Because let's say that अगर 1995 में Monday था तो 1996 में लीप ईयर होने की वजह से ये सेम डेट वेडनेसडे को आएगा +2. नाउ लेट्स डू द सेम थिंग. 97 will be +3 because +1 ही होगा. 98 will be +4. 99 will be +5. Now comes to 1900. Now what do you think? 1900 is a leap year or not? It is a century year, so we'll try dividing it by 400, and dividing 1900 by 400 can be easily done by just dividing the first two digits by 4, because we know that 00 will get cancelled off and 19 doesn't comes in the table of 4. That means 1900 is not a leap year. So 1900 के लिए भी हम लोग x plus 6 लेते हैं. Now 01 is not a leap year. Now x plus 7 तक मुझे पता है कि I am back to x because any day plus 7 is the same day back. Similarly 02 x plus 2 भी लिख सकते हैं आप लोग इसे, या फिर let for your convenience I am continuing with x plus 8. 3x plus 9. Okay, and which is the next one? 04. 04 is surely a leap year, guys, so it's x plus 11, and 05 is the final one, which is x plus 12. Now when we consider x plus 12, I know कि अगर मैं 7 days इसमें से हटा दूं तो मुझे x बचेगा. And how much more do we have here? We have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 5 days more. So अगर मैं इससे -7 कर दूं तो x plus 5 will be same as x plus 12. अब x plus 5 days is equals to Tuesday as given in this question. So x plus 5 is Tuesday. So Tuesday minus 5 will give us the answer, and that stands at Thursday. आप इसे कैलकुलेट अपने आप फिंगर्स पे भी कर सकते हो. सो द आंसर वुड गो एज थर्सडे. सो थोड़ा लेंदी है ये क्वेश्चन, बट दिस इज द वे हाउ दिस क्वेश्चंस आर सॉल्व्ड. ओके, one more category of question, one more quick category of question is, let me just scroll up. It would be related to the logical Venn diagrams and true and false according to that logical Venn diagrams. So logical Venn diagrams में बहुत बड़ी point आपको ये ध्यान में रखनी है कि you are not going to take any assumption, and this is again a PYQ, guys. If all the apples are red, so this is a circle for apples and this is a circle for red. So I know that all the apples are red. All right. Now the second thing is some apples are juicy. So some apples are juicy. This is the circle of juicy, and this is saying that some apples are juicy. So taking this diagram into consideration, can I say that all the apples are juicy? Of course not. First statement is not correct or true. Some juicy apples are red. If you carefully observe this, I am using a different color pen. This is the lot of juicy apples, and all the juicy apples will be red because all the apples are red. So even the second statement is not correct. Okay. Now next thing is some red apples are juicy. Of course, yes. This is the lot of some red apples, and some apples are juicy will be the correct statement. So we will say that the third statement is the most logically correct statement. So this is a very easy topic to start with. Okay, so you can surely go and practice more questions on this, guys. So we have done the topics related to blood relations, direction sense test, ranking test, calendars, and over this logical Venn diagrams. Now one more quick thing which I want to tell you is regarding the counting of few bodies. Like for example, if you get a triangle, okay, and you get lines spotting out from it from a single point, then instead of calculating every triangle, you can take a shortcut of 1, 2, 3 and then add it up as 1 plus 2 plus 3. And that gives you 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6. And ये 6 कैसे होगा? 1, 2, 3 तो हमें दिख ही रहा है. Triangle number 4 can be 1 and 2 together, and triangle number 5 can be 2 and 3 together. And the bigger triangle is the sixth triangle, which contains 1, 2, 3. ऐसे बहुत सारे ट्रिक्स हैं जो आपको एसएससी बैंकिंग लेवल के या तो पीडीएफ नोट्स में या फिर वीडियोस पे मिल जाएंगे. सो फील फ्री टू नेविगेट टू दोज एंड यू कैन चेक आउट द ट्रिक्स. द अदर ट्रिक विच इज यूजफुल इन टिस्नेट एग्जामिनेशन इज व्हेन यू हैव अ सिमेट्रिकल फिगर. लेट्स से आपको एक ऐसी सिमेट्रिकल फिगर दे दी गई है एंड ऐसे 3x3 का बॉक्स है, ओके, या फिर 10x10 का भी बॉक्स है. तो इसका लॉजिक ये है कि the number of rows when matches with the number of columns, then the way of calculating this is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square. That means 1 plus 4 plus 9, that makes it 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 तो आपको दिख ही रहे हैं. This, okay, I'll just use another color. This can be the 10th box, this can be the 11th box, the 12th box and the 13th box, and the outside the full bigger one, the bigger square will be the 14th box. So like this you can do this for any number of boxes, provided you have a provided you actually go up with a symmetrical figure. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे ट्रिक्स एंड रूल्स हैं. आपको वो जैसे कि मैंने कहा एसएससी या बैंकिंग लेवल के लॉजिकल रीजनिंग प्रिपरेशन वीडियोस पे मिल जाएंगे. यू कैन रिसर्च ऑन देम एंड फाइंड आउट, ओके. बट जनरली उतने ये क्वेश्चंस आते नहीं है. काउंटिंग द नंबर ऑफ स्क्वायर्स आया था वंस, ओके, but the others are not so much important, okay. And the leftover topics of logical reasoning will be taken up in the part 2, guys, okay. So what you need to do is you need to utilize these things and practice 2-3 questions each from every topic which we have taken up, and I'll be up with more such important tricks and tips, okay. And clocks and calendars ko bhi main detail mein lungi, so don't worry about that, and that will happen in tomorrow's session. Now in this session we will just wind up everything by the part 1, part 2 because it's going long, and let's do the remaining things in part 2. So until we meet again, please take care and thanks for watching. And yeah, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new to this channel, and if you like this video then don't hesitate to hit that like button. All right, please like this video and share it with more and more people. Okay guys, take care then. See you in the next video.